Sneasel had the worst non-legendary availability out of any Pokemon yet, but Weavile's is somehow worse. Forwarding them all, and while Sneasel was also really awful in battle due to its horrible typing, glass cannon stats, and horrible move pool, all while being a late game Pokemon. And Weavile, of course, still has the typing and still has the glass cannon stats, but now it is fast and strong enough to outspeed and one-shot a lot of the time, and its special defense is decent. Its move pool in Gen 4 is still horrible outside of Night Slash. It doesn't even get a physical ice move outside of Avalanche, and that's barely fixed in the Gen 8 remakes with just Ice Shard. Sure, it gets good TMs otherwise to take advantage of its attack and speed, but there's so much wasted potential here. 3.5 stars in battle prowess. And yeah, Sneasel's aforementioned availability was historically awful for being post-game in its own region and pretty late everywhere else other than Galar. Now, we don't count Johto against Weavile since it isn't technically its home region, but everything else remains true. But you also need to remember the Razor Claw, which is after the 8th gym in Sinnoh and post-game in Kalos. So that will bring those scores and therefore its average down to a historically low 1.5 star availability. Though thankfully both Sneasel and Weavile are saved by their concepts. They are very clearly based on this cold weather weasel demon yokai with knife or sickle hands. I don't care if it's directly a copy and paste, that's an amazing idea for a Dark Ice type Pokemon. 5 stars. Now this one might be a hot take, but I think its design is notably worse than Sneasel's, who just looks so unique and the asymmetry is so underrated. But Weavile doesn't really do anything outside of giving Sneasel a new hairdo and collar. Not to mention that said new hairdo looks all sorts of goofy. The barber really butchered our boy here. But all jokes aside, I'm not saying it's bad. It's still a really cool looking Pokemon. It just didn't really change much upon evolution, and what it did change was worse. 3 stars. Yet Weavile somehow manages to hold on to a 3.25 star final score.